Hello students, welcome to today's class, Chapter 2, Compound Interest without using formula. Sometimes in need, we borrow money from a bank or some other agency doing financial business. In general, the money is borrowed for a specified period and has to be returned at the end of that period. At the end of the period, we pay the money borrowed plus some extra money for utilizing the money of the lender. So the money borrowed is called the principal. The extra money paid for using the lender's money is called as interest. And the total money paid to the lender at the end of the specified period is called the amount. Let us consider an example. If the money borrowed is of 5,000, that is called as principal. And at the end of the period, certain period, it varies from situation to situation and from problem to problem. For the certain period of time, if the money is borrowed, at the end of the period, interest of rupees 2,000 is paid. That is called as 2,000. And the amount paid at the last will be equal to 7,000. So in this example, 5,000 rupees was the amount which is borrowed. That is called as principal amount. And the extra money paid as interest is 2,000. And at the last, the total money paid is amount, that is equal to principal plus interest. These are the main three terms which we come across when we calculate simple interest as well as compound interest. Let us understand what do you mean by simple interest. Simple interest is said to be simple if it is calculated on the original principal throughout the loan period, irrespective of the length of the period for which it is borrowed. That means the formula to calculate simple interest is principal into rate into time by 100. In short, we say it as PTR by 100. When we say interest, it always means simple interest. On the same sum, at the same rate of interest per annum, the interest of every year is same. So in the simple interest, principal amount is fixed, rate will be fixed, and the time is depending upon the number of years. If it is 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, for all the number of years, the principal amount and the rate amount will be fixed. In general, whenever you heard the word called as interest, it is always simple interest. What is compound interest? Compound interest is defined as the interest calculated on both the amount borrowed, that is, principal amount and any previous interest. Compound interest is standard in finance and economics. Here, money is said to be lent at compound interest when the interest which has become due at the end of a certain fixed period, maybe 1 year, half year, etc., as it is given, is not paid to the lender but is added to the sum lent. The amount thus obtained becomes the principal for the next period. This process is repeated until the amount for the last period is found. So, the difference between the final amount and the original amount is called as compound interest. So when the interest is compounded yearly, the principal changes every year. The period after which the principal changes is called the conversion period. We have two methods in calculating the compound interest. One is by using formula, other one is by without using formula. So in this chapter, we are going to learn how to find compound interest without using formula. Let us learn what is the difference between simple interest and compound interest. Look at the slide over here. This is the photocopy of your textbook. You can go through in textbook also. The first column shows the simple interest, in which the principal amount for the first year, second year and the third year remains the same as rupees 1,000 and the rate of interest is 10%. But in the second column, at the compound interest, the first year principal amount is 1000 and the amount at the end of first year is 1100. So the amount at the end of first year is calculated as 1100. That becomes the principal of the second year. Similarly, the second year amounts leads to 1210. This amount becomes the principal for the third year. This is the major difference between simple interest and compound interest. So by keeping these information, the terms and the formulas in mind, let us try to solve the exercise problems of chapter 2 in the next session. Thank you children. Have a nice day.